From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fbx Evening News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. Our top story on this Friday, longtime state prosecutor Patrick Gulliffson has been suspended from practicing law after he withheld DNA evidence in a cold case murder trial of a former Fairbanks resident. That's according to documents acquired by our Anchorage sister station KTUU. The controversy lies in Gulliffson's prosecution of Jimmy Lee Eaker for the death of Tony Lister, who was killed in Seward in 1982. Lister's death went unsolved until 2006, when the Seward Police Department revisited its sole unsolved homicide. Because of the then discovered DNA evidence, there was a break, and given how long the case was cold, that evidence was considered vital to the case. Gulliffson claimed he should have provided the evidence to the defense and only failed to do so out of confusion. Tony Lister, a mother of four, was found stabbed repeatedly and sexually assaulted on April 17, 1982. Police had long considered Jimmy Lee Eaker the primary suspect in the case, but they were never able to charge him. In 2007, he was living in Fairbanks when he was indicted for the murder and was taken into custody. After a jury trial, he was convicted, given a 99-year sentence, then had the sentence overturned. Eaker was granted a new trial in February 2011, but instead of proceeding further, he pleaded guilty to the lesser crime of manslaughter and is currently serving a 20-year prison term. Overreach by the federal government will be discussed at a state conference next week. The Citizens Advisory Commission on Federal Areas will meet August 12th and 13th in Anchorage. Panel member Senator John Coghill said there are a number of issues to be addressed at the meeting. He said they will look at the state's history and what deals were made with the feds in the past to determine where we stand now.
Since we share so much land, it's very important that we understand good relationships but proper authority. So we're doing a little bit of a history review. We're going back from statehood through ANCSA, ANILCA, the various different things that have affected Alaska. So that if we challenge the feds, we know that we're in probably the right place to challenge them.
Personal firewood cutting areas on state lands that were previously closed by fire danger have been reopened. The Alaska Division of Forestry had closed logging roads that had provided public access to the areas. Officials say Fairbanks area conditions have moderated enough that the area-wide closure is no longer necessary. The public is asked to continue to use caution with any activities that could start a fire, including wood cutting and gathering. For information about the permit, maps of woodlots, and details on reopened areas, see this story on our website. That's webcenter11.com. A 22-year-old Fairbanks man was indicted by a grand jury after Alaska State Troopers say he videotaped a young girl undressing and showering in late May. Andrew Bunton was arrested on July 26th. He's charged with 2 counts of indecent viewing and photography. In a Trooper news release, they say authorities on May 23rd received a report of harm from the Alaska Office of Children's Services. Troopers say Bunton used an iPod Touch to record an 11-year-old girl undressing and taking a shower on May 21st. The girl discovered the video the next day while playing with Bunton's iPod Touch. Bunton is being held without bail at Fairbanks Correctional Center. 2 18-year-old local men charged with burglarizing Two Rivers Elementary School in late May have reached plea deals with state prosecutors. Mason Silas Bizarro and Wesley Travis Phillips are charged with burglary, theft, and criminal mischief. Both appeared in Superior Court earlier today for a change of plea hearing that attorneys say will result in some jail time, but because of procedural issues, that hearing has been set off until next Friday. The case of a 14-year-old, also connected to the incident, is being handled in juvenile court. Alaska State Troopers say the trio stole $7,000 in electronics and caused $10,000 damage to the school off Mile 18 Chena Hot Springs Road northeast of Fairbanks. Video of the break-in from a security camera was posted online. Charging documents say the mother of the 14-year-old called troopers saying her son was involved. Okay, Mike Schultz and others are joining us now with our first look at weather. Where, of course, the Tanana Valley State Fair. So take it away, Mike.
Hey, it was a hot day across the interior, not quite as hot as Lola here at the fairgrounds. You can see the dragon being lit, and it was donated last year. Hell of a run. Mike Schultz along with news anchor Stephanie.
It is a scorcher out here today. I mean, but we couldn't have asked for better weather for the opening day of the fair.
There's a little breeze out there, and the good news is the heat wave should be coming to an end by Sunday, Stephanie.
Oh, I'm happy about that.
Yeah, we're looking
but
at
no rain?
No rain in the forecast right now, maybe just a chance, but for the most part, it looks really good. But I said temperatures of the 80-degree mark are out of the picture now. That's good news.
Great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And we're going to be back later on with a special guest, but right now we'll toss it back to Daryl for more news after this.
All right, thanks guys, appreciate it. When we come back, the Fairbanks Rescue Mission is holding a fundraiser. Also, Stephanie Woodard and Mike Schultz check in one more time from the fair. Stay with us.
It happens. I mean,
Welcome back. Republican Bill Walker is planning to run as an unaffiliated candidate for governor next year. If he qualifies, Walker would avoid a primary with Governor Sean Parnell and get his name on the November general election ballot. Walker, in a statement, said it seems to him that if you don't support the oil tax cut the legislature recently passed, you're not considered a, quote, good Republican. He says that while he'll remain a traditional Alaska Republican, it's time to put party politics aside. Walker is a former mayor of Valdez, known for his support of an all-Alaska natural gas pipeline. He finished behind Parnell in the 2010 GOP primary and at times complained that Parnell didn't participate in more debates. Tomorrow, the Fairbanks Rescue Mission will be partnering with the Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association to bring the first annual Poker Run for Shelter to the interior. The Poker Run will be a motorcycle event that will begin at 10:30 a.m. near the Outpost parking lot at the Harley Shop and make numerous stops in town to help support the homeless population of Fairbanks. Last year, the Fairbanks Rescue Mission served over 73,000 meals and approximately 42,000 bed nights spread out to help more than 1,000 homeless people here in Fairbanks alone. This event not only will assist those in need, but it will help to bring awareness to the problem.
Homelessness is not our problem, it's a community problem. So when the community comes together to support their citizens or the people that's been kind of fell off the grid, it's really important to make them realize that the community hadn't forgotten them. Once the veterans got together, it was just different generations of veterans coming together like they were old Army buddies or military buddies. And it's the same thing with this group that's coming to support the rescue mission. You know, our veterans here, they feel that they're still a part of that community. So it's that those combat veterans that's living out their creed that we never leave anyone behind.
With the Tanana Valley Fair getting away under today, one of the exhibits you should visit is the fair's own personal vegetable and flower garden. Tonight, our garden report shows you how the garden is maintained.
Hi, I'm Michelle Hebert from the University of Alaska with your weekly garden tip. Today we're at the Tanana Valley State Fair enjoying the sunshine and the beautiful grounds. I'm here with Doreen Lowe.
Hello, Michelle.
And she's in charge of making the beautiful flowers and the vegetables that you'll see when you come visit the fair this week. Now, Doreen has done such a fabulous job. I'm here to ask her, what is your key tip?
Love.
Doreen has done lots of wonderful things in her garden, but love is her key to success. She's added some beautiful critters. She says these help guard the garden and make it beautiful. And another one of her keys to success is making sure she waters at least 2 to 3 times a week. Now, Doreen, when we talked before we got on the air, you said that a sprinkler is important. Why is that?
Because it gives a continuous source of water and an even source of water, and it's the most important thing, so one place ain't drier and one place ain't wetter.
So that's your good tip for today. She also uses a soluble fertilizer twice during the summer, and she thinks it's important not to give them too much fertilizer. Well, this has been Michelle Hebert with your weekly garden tip. Thanks, Doreen, for joining us. And we hope you'll come out to the Tanana Valley State Fair and see the beautiful flowers and giant vegetables this year.
Gardening tips brought to you by Fairbanks Stump Grinders.
Yes, I was at the Tanana Valley State Fairs earlier this afternoon. It looks great out there, wonderful to see. And, you know, I'm here now, so Stephanie Woodard and Mike Schultz are back once again, joining us live from the Tanana Valley State Fair. And, Mike, who do you have with you today?
Hey, Daryl, thanks again. There's a new sheriff in town this year. Our new general manager, Jill Faldine. And Jill, you're going through some chaotic times right now, right?
Oh, yes, we are. It's been a great day of the fair, though. We got to open, of course, right on time at noon today. People were lined up, ready to get in, but we were ready to go, and I think everybody's enjoying their day here at the fair, and especially the weather. We couldn't ask for a better day.
Yeah, I I can't take credit for it.
I'll give you
Now,
credit.
now, Stephanie's been doing a couple of stories this week on the fair. And Stephanie, you want to ask a few things about Jill about some new events coming up, right?
Yeah, so Jill, tell the people in Fairbanks, what are some of the things that are going on entertainment-wise this year at the fair? I know there's some switch-ups going on, some new things.
Yeah, actually, tomorrow is going to be our first ever riding lawnmower races, and it's great. It's sponsored by North Pole Speedway and Alaska Petroleum, and it's going to start at noon. So if you haven't already signed up, you still have time to sign up. Come on out and have some fun around the speedway. We're also going to have our barbecue and blues competition tomorrow as well. And then, of course, Sunday is the ever-popular Fairbanks Has Talent that the preliminaries are going to start at noon, where I know you're going to be a judge with us today.
I am going to be a judge, so everybody should come on down and show us your best talent. I want to see some jugglers, some fire breathers. It'll be really fun. So, one more thing that I thought was really interesting was a texting competition. Who came up with that? That is awesome.
That actually was an idea by Amanda Bent, and it's going to be a great production. Free phones for the winner of the texting competition.
All right, great things happening here at the fair. We'll be back in just a little bit with the weather, but right now, back to Daryl.
Well, we do have sports for you today. Interior Alaska, Joe Cook here, back in the sports seat once again. It's TGIF, so let's start your weekend right with some sports. Last night at the North Pole Speedway, the racers were vying for points. Jessica King won the first two heats in the bandos class, but Justin Salmons won the main event to stay ahead in his class after surviving a near spin out into a wall in the second heat. The second heat of the Legends class also had a lot going on too. There was some bumping after a restart, and Gary Childers, he spins out along with Joe Baumgarten, who was towed. After that, Bill Sladen, he spins out at the same time. Daniel Sladen and Al Tradle collide into the North Pole Speedway wall and leave some damage by the track door. The 3-car would be towed as well, but even after all that, Dave Bailing comes away with the checker flag in the main event. And now we take a look at the point standings, which include dirt racing points from last Saturday. In bandos all season, Justin Salmons is first with 2386 points. Stephen Hunter follows in second. The battle for third between Jessica King and Whitney Parzik, just 3 points between them. Destiny Todd rounds out the top 5. In the Legends class, after Bailing, it's pretty close in the top 5. 3 points separate Daniel Sladen and Al Tredle in second and third place. Rod Harker is fourth, but rookie Austin Cody is just 33 points back in fifth. There are 4 races left with the finale on August 29th. Tonight at the Mitchell Raceway, a full night of dirt track action is on deck. You'll have races in mini bombers, B, street, and dollar stock, as well as the modified class. The feature tonight is a 50-lap main event in the sprint class. That class is led by a rookie, Angel Sundberg, who has a 1-point lead over Joe Beck. She can increase that lead with this endurance test tonight. There are 8 races left on the schedule, and for the other point leader, Scott Sluka's lead in modifies has dwindled to 11 with Zach Harpole right on his heels. Ed Berger is 200 points up in the B stock class, and Shane Neal has at least a 100-point margin in street stock. Chris Stagden looking to maintain his lead in the dollar stock class with 524 points. Steve Spencer and Jason Mayrin have been going back and forth all season in the mini bomber class, but Spencer has a 29-point age right now. The races start at 7 p.m. on Friday nights. Winning the regular season ABL title was huge for the Gold Panthers, and you'll see why. Chugiak defeated the Miners 10-5 yesterday, dropping them to a 2-2 record. There was a 3-way tie for third place between the Bucks, Chinooks, and Alaska. They were 1-2, but tiebreakers are based on final season standings. The Gold Panthers were first, so they can leapfrog the Miners in second place with a victory today over the Chinooks. And today, the Panthers did just that. Nolan Meadows hit the walk-off RBI single in the bottom of the 10th to lift the Panthers to victory this afternoon. Alaska had 12 hits in this game. That's also 3 straight extra inning games for the Gold Panthers. The championship round is the best out of 3 with a doubleheader tomorrow between the Gold Panthers and the Glacier Pilots starting at 4 p.m. A few sporty events to get into for this hot weekend in Fairbanks. For the soccer heads, the next generation of Mia Hams and Lance Donovans will be playing for the Coles American Cup Championship at the Fairbanks Youth Soccer Association Fields. Semifinals are tonight, and the championship games start at 10 a.m. tomorrow. If you like the range, then head out to Owlson Air Force Base and try some skeet shooting at their skeet range starting at 10 a.m. on Saturday. There's trap shooting, too, at the 6.5-mile mark on the Old Steaks Highway at noon with the Boy Scouts sporting clays in the Fairbanks Trap Club. For the runners and such, at 9 a.m. tomorrow is the Santa Claus Half Marathon at the Flint Hills Refinery in North Pole. This is the 6th race in the Flint Hills Cup race series. Speaking of the Flint Hills Cup, let's take a look at the standings. Maria Bray is leading the women with 336 points. Darlene McWayne is 49 points back. Erica Van Fleen is third with 203. On the men's side, the leader Devin McDowell has a 30-point lead on Chris Eversman, followed by Ted Alder with 244. Now in the total time standings, some flip-flopping. For the ladies, McWayne's 3 hours, 55 minutes, and 22 seconds is at least 4 minutes faster than Bray. The points leader, Van Fleen, is third with 4:13:07. McDowell is the overall leader in points and time with 3 hours, 2 minutes, and 49 seconds. Alder is 27 minutes back, and Sancho Panza is third in total time. There are 2 races left, the Golden Heart Trail Run on the 24th, and the finale, the Equinox Marathon, on Saturday, September 21st. And that'll do it for sports tonight. Thanks for rocking with me for a little while. Mike Schultz has your full weather forecast coming up next, and we'll catch you next time.
Hey, Daryl, like they say on the postcards, wish you were here. Boy, it is gorgeous here. As Stephanie, I was saying earlier, it's just a hot day. A little bit of breeze to take the edge off, but the good news is the heat wave should be over starting Sunday, the way it looks right now. And temperatures will be in the mid-70s, and so our fire danger will also be dropping too. Speaking of weather, let's go out to, let's take a look at our photograph for tonight and share that with you. This one was sent in by Tom Schneider, and Tom Schneider had a picture of his wife's flowers. I don't know if we're going to see that or not. Okay, anyway, he sent in a beautiful, there are the flowers, a gorgeous shot. Again, thanks, Tom, for sending that photograph in. And as we always say, if you have a photograph to share, send it to me, Mike Schultz at KTVF11.com. Okay, what the temperatures look like right now. Well, it's 82 degrees after a high of 83. The low last night, 58. Your record high, well, that was in 1919. Got up to 86 degrees that day. And the sunrise and sunset is going to work out to about 18 hours exactly of daylight. That's a loss of 7 minutes from yesterday. Here's our satellite picture. You see more clouds coming in from the southwest. Well, that means that the weather pattern is showing a sign of change, which means more moisture, possibility of some showers working their way into the interior by the first part of next week. Now, as far as what's going on across the rest of the state right now, we're looking again at lots of sunshine over southeast Alaska, all the way down across the Anchorage Bowl. And then we have mainly partly cloudy to cloudy skies up and down the west coast. 61 degrees at Nome, 57 degrees at Barrow, and for Yukon, 86 degrees. How about that? Lower 48 weather tonight. Once again, we're talking about warm temperatures. In fact, downright hot temperatures. Again, around Denver and Salt Lake City, 94 degrees. Across the rest of the country, 83 at St. Louis. Dallas, 102 degrees. And as far as our satellite and radar, we're looking again at widespread moisture across much of the country. You can see the showers and thunderstorms breaking out across the central plains and over the southwest also, clearing skies across the Texas area. Okay, as far as what lies ahead, well, the outlook is calling for, again, hot temperatures tomorrow and thunderstorms widely scattered. And the overall outlook for next week, again, showing looking at maybe some showers and thunderstorms over the southern half of the country, continue hot over the deep south. Well, back to Alaska for tomorrow. First of all, in the northern sections, looks like showers for Barrow and also for the, also some possible showers or thunderstorms in Nome. Here in the interior, again, looking at mostly sunny skies for Fairbanks and Healy. An isolated shower possible around the Healy area. Over southeast Alaska, we're looking at, again, very warm temperatures, 70 degrees at Juneau and Ketchikan with mostly sunny skies. Over to the southwest, looks like we're going to be looking at rain and fog for Cold Bay and rain in the Kodiak Island area. And over south central regions, if you're heading on down to the Anchorage Bowl, it looks like, for the most part, isolated showers in the Anchorage area and a chance of rain for Homer and Valdez. Our forecast for the remainder of the night, again, looking at very nice weather, 56 degrees, scattered high clouds. Tomorrow, one more day of hot temperatures near 80 degrees, 79 for the high. And the extended forecast, as I said before, looking at temperatures dropping down to the mid-70s all the way across the board. No precipitation expected except for a slight chance of a shower. So all in all, good weather, and especially this weekend for the rest of the fair. Back to you, Daryl.
All right, thank you, Mike, and thank you, Stephanie. You did a good job out there.
Yeah, it was good.
Awesome. Okay, that'll wrap up this edition of the Fairbanks Evening News. As always, we are glad you could join us.
Tonight on NBC Nightly News, the U.S. issues a worldwide travel alert because of an al-Qaeda threat. That's next with Brian Williams.
And remember, as always, join us here 6 days a week at 6 and 11 or online anytime, webcenter11.com.
And for all of us and for Stephanie and Mike out there at the fair,
You all right?
have a good night.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Who's giving you a ration?
Just dealer.
Don't worry about it.
You didn't do anything wrong.